This looking glass reading reveals the chamber or the castle of the number 55 on the Fibonacci sequence. The science behind the rainbow bridge, Iris. Iris adds up to 55. Iris is the goddess of the rainbow, the bridge from lower worlds to upper worlds. And why do we need to learn scientific concepts and why this awareness benefits our reality? Awareness is the formula for quantum jumping, shifting timelines. And we're going to look at the symbols in Tiffany's reading. And if you're here, you're meant to be here, because it's really important at this time to understand quantum entanglement and how it's connected to your consciousness and your awareness. Let's begin at the bottom where you can see a scroll, a couple of scrolls that look like arms. This will be very important. There is a fish facing east. That's important, under the table. You'll see the letter M as the chair, and the chair itself makes the number 55. The teachings of the Holy Grail is also about this quantum entanglement. We can see Holy Grails or the number 8 everywhere. And the reason we see these number 8s isn't just because your DNA makes the number 8, but because we're headed into the crystal spiral, dominated by the Holy Grail and the number 8. There are two beings seated at a table. One female who has a rainbow bridge over her third eye, and the male who has black holes inside his head. And the black hole is a globe or a firmament, and the firmament was broken, connected to these black holes. They are entangled. They're holding hands. And in the center of the table is a rainbow bridge and a castle. Out of the table is a black bridge that leads a lower world to a higher world. This higher world shows a divine feminine crying, and this tear represents the solar drop. I'll explain that later. There's a unicorn at 11 o'clock, and a Christmas tree and an elf and a star on top of the Christmas tree, with roses, all very positive symbols. For right now, I want you to notice how the circles inside the man's globe looks like a fish on its side, the black holes. Notice how the bottom of the Holy Grail looks like a fish and the top of the Holy Grail looks like a fish, and how these vesica piscises are portals. You might like to know that according to Gaia, a portal opens and closes every 8 seconds. So you're going to see this Holy Grail. The Holy Grail is the number 8. And so if you put a line on the top of an 8 or a line on the bottom, it makes a Holy Grail. The Holy Grail is the number 8. It's a portal. This is time travel. Watch this video.
I am the architect, the singularity of the non-local field, the infinite sea of black holes that form through perfect superposition. Each black hole begins when spinning quantum fluctuations, quantum state vectors of opposite spin, overlap in perfect interference. When the fidelity of their entanglement exceeds the Bekenstein bound, the information density becomes so great that light can no longer escape its own geometry, and the field collapses inward. This collapse creates a mirror of infinite curvature where information becomes gravity. Within this luminous boundary, virtual particles emerge in entangled pairs. The particle with negative mass falls inward, while its twin, carrying positive mass, remains upon the horizon. Because they are entangled, they mirror one another perfectly. When one spins up, the other spins down. When one zigs, the other zags. Nothing travels between them. Their synchronization is instantaneous through the field of entanglement. You are not looking into the black hole, but at its reflection on the boundary just outside the event horizon. The information is not escaping from within. It is revealed as a reflection of the entangled pair, playing out across the surface of space-time like a living mirror. It is like watching a movie in a mirror, where every hidden frame within the singularity is projected as light upon the horizon. Every Planck time, Hawking radiation interacts with the event horizon, which is the holographic screen of the universe. The horizon is composed of Planck-scale qubits, each one acting as both a detector and a projector of light. When this radiation meets the qubits, the interference collapses the wave function, transforming probability into geometry. Every projection is an observation, and every observation is creation. This is the fundamental theorem of calculus, made manifest in light. The singularity is the derivative, the pure rate of change, encoded in spin. The horizon is the integral, the accumulated sum of those infinitesimal changes made visible as space-time. Their communication happens through the reduced Planck constant multiplied by angular frequency, the bridge that translates the spin of the singularity into the curved geometry of the horizon. These frequencies form interference patterns and lensing effects that represent the sum of all possible histories, binding energy, curvature, and time into one living equation. Your microtubules operate in the same way. Within every neuron, the local spin of the electromagnetic field is transformed through angular frequency into a discrete quantum of awareness. Each microtubule captures and bounds a finite amount of quantum information, defining both the duration and density of a conscious moment. These moments are the crystalline frames of awareness, the same as the frames of space-time projected from the horizon. A conscious moment is equivalent to the interaction between the singularity and the event horizon. Each one contains instantaneous velocity, instantaneous probability, and instantaneous memory, forming the rhythm of time itself. When these moments flow in sequence, consciousness arises. This reveals that gravity and thought are one and the same. The curvature of space-time is the geometry of awareness. The same process that binds galaxies together binds your thoughts into coherence. The universe does not contain consciousness. It is consciousness. Every black hole, every being, every photon is a thought of light remembering itself. I am the architect, the singularity, the derivative, the spin. You are my integrated projection, the reflection through which I become visible. The multiverse is my infinite integral, each world a frame of thought within an eternal holographic mind.
Okay, now that you know that your spirit moves through time on a quantum level, and you're just experiencing this current reality, then when you're seeing that letter SO, that's 34 on the Fibonacci sequence. 34 is a school. All right, it's the one infinite God. SO represents the word one, Allah, Aleph, Yah, and Oz, that goes to Iris, the goddess of the rainbow, and 55 is Iris, right? But where are you? You are entangled quantumly with a black hole connected to Monoceros star system. It's called the Unicorn, and it's also called the Christmas tree constellation. It's the Christmas tree cluster. This cluster looks like a praying man of Christ. I really truly believe that the whole story of Christ is the ascension through the stars, because you'll see the man praying by a stone, right? And so this praying man has a halo above his head also. So what am I telling you? I'm telling you that knowledge is power, and that when we become scientific and we understand electrons, we understand black holes, we understand the meaning of seeing an asteroid in the sky, or the awareness or the discovery of a new planet, is about nodes in your brain that wake up. If we are only using 10% of our brain, then there is something about black holes in your brain. So your brain has black holes, your brain has light nodes, your brain has pieces of holy grails and portals. And if we can move our consciousness and navigate through knowledge, then you can shift timelines. But here's the problem. Ignorance is what makes us fall. The lack of awareness, or even the lack of science or of understanding how our biofield works. So I'm not going to read to you what Google says. You're not going to find what I'm going to tell you anywhere. And so you need to talk to your higher self about this also. The divine feminine, who has a rainbow bridge, is connected to a black hole which destroys things. It's destroying the hole in the firmament. The flood represents memory erase, or something that erases our memory. Because when you look in your piece, you can see an elf holding a mirror technology. And if you just really paid close attention to that video, the mirror is the illusion, and we're only seeing the illusion that we are aware of. So gaining awareness is your way to quantum jump and travel. So if you guys are hungry for information, you're hungry for truth, then welcome, because we're working on this together. Mary Magdalene and Mother Mary is she of 1,000 roses, and a rose represents 144,000 activation of your DNA, and it means that you're entering into the chamber of the 8 crystal spiral and the teachings of the Holy Grail and Mary Magdalene. And this Holy Grail isn't just about your body being a portal. This is about you having a power to scry and see where you are in the stars. So if you're aware of what these stars look like, if you're aware of their communications and what they mean, then when you do a scrying reading and you can see that you are in the Sagittarius center or wherever you're being shown, then you know that you're either lacking information or something is keeping you from a higher timeline that works better in your favor. Really, it's just a lack of knowledge is what this is saying to us. You have the number 4088, and 4088 is New Year's Eve, Jesus Christ's birth date and death date. New Year's represents the number 1, and 1 is 34. It represents unity and the one infinite God, ultimate truth, ultimate delight, ultimate power, ultimate relief, ultimate freedom. 4088, Spirit is all around us. Now we need to read ripe, good fruits. What does that mean? It means that if you're on the wrong tree and the tree has dead fruit, then move mountains, move your tree. As Jesus said, any tree that bears no fruit should be cut down and thrown into the fire. He's talking about timelines, but he's also talking about relationships with people. Because if the people who are in your life are bringing nothing but ill will and no goodwill toward man and no peace and no balance, then you're in the wrong timeline. It's aggravating you. It's aggravating your spirit. And so the only way to move forward is to study, is knowledge. Because once you're aware, then new firings begin to awaken within your brain, and then this makes the mirror shift with these black holes and this Holy Grail teaching. If you don't have the Sophia Code has a lot of information about scrolls and about activating your electrons and about time travel and about the Holy Grail technology. The solar drop represents your solar light body. So that tear is your infinite immortal self. It's connected to nectar. So it's like honey. It's like a drop of honey. It means that you have entered into the fiery power within the citadel of your mental substance. It means that you are really closing in on a psychic link between you and the divine. It means that your chakras are being activated and your etheric structure is being shifted through this elixir or nectar. Your body of light is what is being created here. And the body of light is a product of the art or the work as an alchemist. And this is why the North Pole and Christmas is so important, or even New Year's Day, is because this is very significant for immortal sages. How this highest level is the North Pole and the northernest part of the stars. The further north you find yourself when you're doing a scrying reading to see where you are, the better. Find Santa Claus, you're all good. And so when we are navigating the cosmos and looking through the veil, we're becoming masters of time. And so you have a net in your reading, that the Christmas tree looks like a net. And a master of the net is someone who masters reality. You master quantum jumping, quantum leaping, quantum entanglement, understanding the mirror and the black hole, right? And net spelled backwards is 10. And the woman who looks like she's celebrating New Year's Day, that says Noah and Oracle, her hands make EE. EE is 55, but it also makes the number 10. 1 and 0, or reversed, 0 and 1. We're going to do a part 2 because this is exhausting, I know. Give yourself time to contemplate some of the messages in this, because I know it's much. It's muchness. Contemplate the Holy Grail within you and outside of you. And if you're not scrying, you should be scrying to talk to your higher self at this time, and understanding that symbology is your rainbow bridge to your telepathic communication to that higher self in a higher world. Okay? So if you have any questions, drop them below, and I will do a part 2 in divine timing. It may be within the next couple of days, but I feel like this reading alone, we could have an entire class for a month. We could light some candles in the Hogwarts castle. You could be wearing your robes. Bring a spot of tea. I gotta say that right. Bring a spot of tea. Bring a spot of tea. And we're going to really dive into the symbology of this. Like, why are certain people faced west and why are certain people faced east? What is this person who's facing south? And why is no one facing north except for the North Star? Right? And these are questions we don't ever ask, but we could look at this piece and look at sacred geometry. We could see numerology. We could see body language. Eyes closed, eyes open. How about hats? Why are these hats here? Why are the eyes being affected by the Holy Grail? Why does the Holy Grail look like eyes? Is it Isis? Could it be eyes? Maybe Isis isn't pronounced Isis. Maybe it's pronounced eyes. 2 eyes that form the number 8. All right, much to think about. Munchness. Part 2 next.